All right, y'all, strap yourself in. We are doing my current top 10 favorite harps. Now, I'm not saying these are the best harps in the world. These are the ones this week that I have been stressing on the most, and overall, I've been playing the most and really enjoying the most, and my highest regarded harps. Now, call me a little bit partial. The first one on this list is going to be a harp of my making, and this is a reject harp. This one was imperfect, and actually, I'm just giving it as a gift for a friend, but my new melodic bass series, this one's a B1, and I really like the melodic content of it, and I like the way it responds to my breath because I'm building harps that specialize in my style of play. And call me partial, which I am partial because I make harps as well, but my first one on my list is going to be a harp of my make. I've really been getting into melodics, and up until recently, I haven't been able to produce harps with good melodic content and had some realizations, and now my harps are playing very well melodically. I dig my harp. Now, next harp on the list, this one is made in India. This is a half Afghan by Gorka. It's hand forged, and it looks like his Afghan pattern, but it's got a little swoop to it. And I dig all the Gorka harps. I do a lot with melodics and drone melodics and percussives. This would be number 9 on my list. I can go on and on this harp. I played this harp for probably almost an hour solid last night. Absolutely love the Morchang style. I do not recommend Morchang to beginners because they are stiffer and there's not really any saturation to hide behind on this harp. But once you start really delving into open closed melodics and mixing them with percussives and breathing patterns, that is where Morchang like this absolutely shine. They're very, very complex tools. And a lot of people play a Morchang as beginners. They're like, I don't like them. There's not much I can do with them. As you get more and more advanced, Morchang are absolutely fantastic. I play a lot of Morchang, and the Gorka and Mohan are some of my favorites. And we'll be getting to that later. I'm caffeinated up. It's Saturday morning. We're rambling. Actually, I think we're crossing over into Saturday afternoon. Really dig the Gorka. A lot of the Gorka, they range from really draw startable to more clean melodics. Next one on my list. This is the newer Khobar Cinco. This is the Khobar Cinco in C2. And this is the harp I carry with me all the time at work now. Anytime I go out, normally I have one of these in my pocket. You can see it's starting to wear just like my pocket. The case design I absolutely love because it's super simple, fits right in your pocket, and I've yet to damage it. It's a pretty strong, simple design, and getting the harp in and out really, really easy. I believe on his frames, he uses titanium infused stainless, and then the reed is carbon steel. But really good bell ring on this one. Kind of feels like it lies somewhere in between a Vargim and a Yakut Holmes. Powerful and precise. And I don't know. It's Khobar Cinco is its own style of harp, I would say. And I've played all different tunings of them. The C2 is my favorite. And it's really good on breathing and open close content. I would say not as good as like a moon harp obviously would be, but really good when you start applying that breathless play, those bell rings. It just sounds otherworldly. Really dig this harp, and I like the case design because I can just throw it in my pocket and head off to work. It's bounced around my dash. It's been in my pocket when I went out shopping. These harp and case design, really nice. Only downside of this would be is there is no vegan option. They only come in leather. Case design. Now, I'm going to stop and have a sip of tea. Yeah, we got a long way to go still, and we're oiling harps as we go. The next one on my list, I haven't had for that long. This is from Ukraine. This is a Niaga or Naya. It looks like he spells his name Naya, but I think it's pronounced Niaga. This is the eye pattern or the shaman's eye. It has a necklace case, very heavy duty. On the back of it, a lot of attention to detail goes in the case and in the harp. You'll see that in a second. We see an eye pattern, leather necklace case. And this harp is completely stainless. This is the only harp in my collection that's completely stainless because not only is the frame stainless, the reed itself isn't carbon steel. It's a stainless alloy. So it should be really resistant to corrosion. A lot of detail. We have an eye pattern here. This harp is known as the eye or the shaman's eye. Absolutely love this harp. This harp, he does them in tuned. I had him make one for me that was untuned. I think it falls around D sharp, but he does all sorts of different tunings with this. I like harps for my collection sometimes to be untuned because I do a lot of meditative playing, but this is a loud harp. I'm going to take my microphone and we're going to scoot it back because we're going to get into some harps that are going to be fairly loud, and this is one of them. This is a screamer. Good bell ring, good sustain. This harp feels like some of the Yakut Homus I played. My overhand plucking isn't very good, but we're gonna delve into it. Actually, we're gonna get away from it. This harp absolutely shines. I played about 4 of these different eye harps that I've gotten and sold to customers, and also this one is my private collection. This is an untuned one. Not a bad apple in the bunch. I really, really dig the eye. Excellent breathing patterns, excellent open-close melodics. I would say not as good as a moon harp, but moon harp are pretty much specialized in the open-close melodics. Really good breathless play, good percussive, screaming loud. Whenever I play this at nighttime after my son's gone to bed, I have to go out in the garage to play it because this is a loud harp. And it's completely stainless, so it's probably the only one of my harps that the reed won't corrode other than a harp in titanium. Next, we are going into, where I'm probably going to have to pause this. This is a munhop, or munapa. I can't pronounce things. And I'm going to have to warm it up because this is the tightest gap of any harp that I own. This is a Babaev munop. This one is an A2. Munop are Norwegian pattern harps. This one is not Norwegian. Is made by Russian maker Babaev. I believe his name might be Dima Babaev. It's held in by a block, and it is made specifically for open-close melodic style play. This one in A2, and these gaps are so super tight. Very bright, very sparkling melodics. No saturation to hide behind, because here in this harp, we don't want any saturation. We want it to focus on the melodic nature. Bright, sparkly. When I play this harp, it just feels it has a warmth and a happiness to it, and it's sparkly. It gives you like brain sparkles when you play it. I really everything Babaev I've ever played Babaev, everything Dima Babaev touches is absolutely fantastic. You can't even describe a Babaev harp until you played one. None of these harps on this list I would recommend to beginners as first harps, but to those seeking really advanced forms of play, Babaev. Very nice. The next one I believe is a Ukrainian maker. I got this one from my melodics teacher. It was from a set, and I told him, don't sell me a harp from your set. He's like, no, you really like this harp, so I'll sell it to you. This is a Derpnovoi, which I believe he's a Ukrainian maker. It's another harp in the Monop style, and I really like how he left a lot of the evidence of forge, which I believe the Babaev has a lot of the evidence of forging, but it's just very clean. It has a rough, there we go, get it back in focus, has a really rough, smooth texture. This is a G2 Derpnovoi Monop. Not as bright and as sparkly as the Babaev, because we're not gapped as tight. Babaev are gapped so tight you can't hardly even see through them. This one is more oaky, more woody, it feels warmer, not as bright and sparkly. And once you'll see when I start to open it up, you'll see what I'm talking about. And it makes me, it gives me great joy. When I was up at the festival in Cottage Grove, Oregon, after the festival, we stayed up watching the meteor shower, me and a few friends, and I was playing this harp, and it just, watching that meteor shower laying on my back under the stars out in the country, playing this harp was just, it was a good time. Absolutely pure bell ring. Highly recommend anything Derpnovoi makes. Very good harp. We're oiling as we go. I like to oil harps, wipe them clean, and oil them immediately after play. The next one on my list is a Russian maker. We got a lot of harps from Russia, some from Ukraine, also some from India. This one is a Russian maker. This here is a Shaman in F2. I also really like his harps that he makes in F2 sharp. Everything Shaman touches is good. Expensive, but very good. Let's give it a listen. Very good bell ring. Now these harps, when I play them, I feel that they kind of blend two styles together. They play open-closed melodics like a monop, but they also have some feelings that feel like a Yakut Homus as well. So a blending of styles, and it works out very well. You'll hear what I'm talking about. You run this harp through the paces, shines in about every area, doesn't specialize, but plays open and closed melodics very well and does everything else good as well. Anything Shaman, I stand behind it. I've had, I think, 10 Shaman come through my store. I kept one for myself. Everyone was gold. The next harp on our list, and some of these, like this is like a Babaev. These are tight. These are gapped very tight. This one is from Rajasthan. This is, oh, the gaps are so tight. My napkin is getting caught in it. This is a Mohan Bass. Probably one of my favorite mid-range bass harps. And if we want to talk about Morchang are a higher tuned harp anyway, so a bass Morchang actually plays like a mid-range bass. This one is untuned. He normally makes them untuned. I do tune them to note for customers, but untuned is just, I really enjoy a harp that's open tuned or free tuned for my meditative play. Very, very tightly gapped spiral trigger. And this harp, this harp is another harp like the Shipanov. It blends styles. This doesn't feel like a Morchang. It doesn't feel like a Holmes. It doesn't feel like a Vargan. It doesn't feel like a Jerome. It feels like if somebody crossed, if I was to explain it, it feels like if somebody crossed a Morchang, a really good Morchang, with a Yakut Holmes and a Hungarian Jerome, because it's very breathy, very melodic, but it also has an area of saturation. And we're going to have a sip of tea. Let's just go ahead and play this. I have had such good times playing this harp, especially doing deep, open, closed melodics and breathing patterns. These are the strangest, most wonderful instruments. They are dripping with outer space, other worlds, clean bell rings, nice melodics, breath. They are something else, and they are something weird, and I do love the Mohan Bass. And we're seeing that a lot, that makers from India are really branching out and really reaching out into other styles. And this is a harp that is, I would put it in its own category, because it doesn't feel like a Morchang, it doesn't feel like a Holmes, it doesn't feel like a Hungarian Jerome. It is a conglomeration of a whole bunch of different feels. The next harp on my list is Covered in Oil. This harp I wear quite often. This is a Burtsev Yakut Holmes. And going from playing some of these stiffer harps to this harp, I may get a few clinks. This harp I do not recommend to beginners. None of these harps on this list I would recommend to beginners. This is in stainless. This is a Burtsev. If I remember right, I think his name is Nikolinovich Burtsev. He is the one, and my son's crying. we're just gonna keep the video going. This is a long video. He is the one that actually invented and patented the 3-mount pattern, but this is not his 3-mount pattern. A lot of other makers have learned from him and are using his patents as well. This is a Junior Pro Holmes made by him. And the reed in it is actually, the frame is split like a puzzle, if we see that here. And it's actually right through the center. This harp is untuned. I don't think he offers any option on tuning, which I do like untuned harps or free-tuned harps for my collection. And this harp requires a lot of precision. You really have to... This harp is like a sports car. You really, really have to get to know it before you play it. And I still get clinks out of it every once in a while. I'm going to move the mic back. This is a very loud harp. I could sit here and play this harp the rest of the morning. This harp has magic hidden under every tone in it. Not an easy harp to play. I don't think I think I got maybe 2 or 3 or 4 clicks out of it, not hard clicks, because it does require a lot of skill to play this harp. Very, very highly recommended. If you can ever convince Bertsev to sell you a harp he's built, which one of my friends who knew him actually messaged him that I messaged him about a harp. He didn't reply. Then one of my friends who had bought a harp from him previously messaged him, told him he should sell me a harp. So I had to have a friend convince him to sell me this harp. Very expensive, very nice harp. Doesn't specialize in any area. It just generally plays very well. My son is really going off. Let me go. I'm going to close the door so he can get rid of some of that noise. The door is closed. Okay. My son really, really does not want to take his morning nap, I think. Last harp, I'm going to have to just show you the... And we'll just go back to the Bertsev for a second. Its case option is the simplest case I've ever seen. It works out very well, unless you're hiking and it's bouncing a lot. It just slides in there, almost like a sheath. Very interesting case design. This other harp, I'm going to put it back in its case. See how well prepared I am for a 20-some minute video? You're rolling with the harp right now. This is a Fomenkov. It is a Vargan, but it is a Monop style Vargan. And the case for it, I wore this all over the Bluegrass Festival. It bounced all around, drinking beer and following a band that I met around. Didn't hurt the case. The case held up. It is just held by spring tension of this stretchy rope. That is the necklace. And this is the only harp that I have that's completely titanium. This harp will not corrode. I don't even believe that salt water will hurt it. You don't have to oil it, although I do. You just have to wipe it clean. It is, I believe, heat colored. And it is in the Vargan, or in the Monop style. It's held on by a block. And this is the only harp I've ever played that I would give 100 out of 100. I tried to find fault with it. Absolutely no fault. And all these harps on this list are absolute gold. But this one is just something else. And he spent the most time I've ever seen, or the most attention to detail on a reed. The reed starts off, it's unprofiled. And as we move down here to the area where the decks are sharpened, it goes into what I would call a half apple seed profile, which looks like half of an airplane wing, like that. And then toward the end here, it goes into a triangular cross-section, which is what we see in a lot of Morsing. The reed looks like this on the end. And then as we move here into the trigger, it's unprofiled, but it's tapering in this dimension. So a ton of detail has been spent on this reed. And it plays, I wouldn't say it plays like a Monarch. It is, Fomenkov play in their own style, their own song. And it's the only harp I have that also has a titanium. This is a titanium or a titanium alloy reed. Very, very interesting sound. The sustain on it seems to go forever. The reed feels like a perfect balance of stiffness versus flexibility. Bell ring is absolutely flawless. The melodics on it going up, it almost sounds like carnival music. It's so incredibly clean. Breathless play, because of that ultra clean bell ring and all that sustain. And the sustain just goes forever. Let's go ahead and we're going to throw some breathing patterns through it. Has that hillbilly sort of ring to it when I breathe, but also has this bell type whistle. Very outer spacey mixed with hillbilly. Let's throw some percussives at. I'm just going to open this up. We're running 26 minutes. This is going to be a long video. I'm going to open this harp up. I can play this harp all morning. Everything. I've had 3 foam and cob pass through my store. I've got 3 more coming. All of them are sold. I can get about 3 every 6 months. Foam and cob. I out of force of habit, I went to oil this. Don't have to oil it because it's titanium. Foam and cob are absolutely fantastic. They are like a samurai sword. Very, very, very good. Every harp on this list that I listed, absolutely wonderful. Love them. And week to week, month to month, my taste kind of changed. But these over my playing of however, these are the ones that really stick out to me at the moment. Very good. And there's lots more harps that I have that are wonderful, that are absolutely fantastic, that I wasn't able to list because we can't list all of them in a top 10 list. Anyways, I love y'all. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more harpery. Harp out.